Yeah, what up, people? Was good. Welcome back to my channel. And today I'm gonna be talking about how the coronavirus pandemic lockdown is being handled by the Oyo State government, and it's been an impressive one. I'm impressed by the method. Um, I'm impressed by the method instead of the way other states have been doing it. Other states are also doing well. Maybe that's the best approach for them. But today I want to talk about how the Oyo State government has been doing their own thing and how it has been effective without it really affecting the people so much. And the effect of the pandemic has been subtle on the general affairs of Oyo State and Ibadan, where I live in. Let me start by the fact that the governor is putting in measures that are going to control people clustering around each other. People clusters, people gathering. Public gathering has been banned. Churches and mosques and things like that has been stopped. Gathering more than 50 people, I think, has been stopped as well. So, and that has really been working. This is something that other states are doing as well. But most states in Nigeria, or most states that has implemented lockdowns, they are a lot of them are actually on a total lockdown, 24/7 lockdown. But Oyo State is on 7 to 6 p.m. lockdown, so that the people will be able to go out to fend for themselves, and there wouldn't be any reason for we are hungry, we are this, we that. You can go out anytime from 6 p.m. and you must be back to your home at 7 p.m. Right? That's 13 hours, right? 13 hours is enough to fend for oneself if one actually have a source of income already, even before the pandemic comes. Since you have a source of income, you should be able to make something within 13 hours, right? Which is good, as we already know that most people in Oyo State actually live from hand to mouth. A lot of people I can say that from my own observation, 50 to 60% of the people don't have something to eat unless they go out to hustle every day to day, unless they are going to be hungry. And Oyo State, I don't think Oyo State have the luxury of feeding people or feeding everyone by putting them indoors like that. I don't think the states have that kind of luxury. I don't think so. So the best approach is to let people go out there and make sure that to make sure that gathering of people and anything that can cause anything that can cause the spread or increase the speed at which the disease is spreading, or the coronavirus or COVID-19 is spreading, is brought to the minimal level, right? And which is really a good idea. So that's the number one, is that is controlling clustering of people, by banning up social political gatherings, or even and religious gatherings as well, social gatherings and religious gatherings. That's number one. And secondly, the 7 p.m. Yes, the 7 p.m. to 6 p.m. To 6 a.m. curfew that was on total lockdown. That's secondly. And in addition to that second one, one of the security operatives that has been conducting the lockdown exercise, or the coffee exercise that has been security operative that has been conducting it in Oyo State, are soldiers, police, the military, the police, and Amotekuns as well. I think the Amotekun people were also used to enforce this curfew, and which I think it is a good measure or a good method to test out the efficiency of this Amotekun. And it's a good avenue now, and the best moment to test such kind of that security facility. Can I call it a facility? But anyway, you can get the point I'm trying to make. That's the third thing. So the fourth thing is that all traffic all traffic orders and all traffic laws are now greatly enforced in Oyo State. And everybody is aware of this. Almost everyone that lives in Oyo State is aware of this right now. From I don't know how they have been able to, people are actually staying indoors. The enlightened people, you can't go to Ojebere and expect people to be indoors. Of course, people are not going indoors even after the 7 p.m. was the name, unless they see soldiers coming or they see police coming. That's when people start running back into your house and shit like that. But they are still enforcing it. But places like Ring Road, Mobile, Dugbe, UI, Bodija, and all those places like that, people are actually staying indoors, and even the people who can afford it are actually staying inside. And there is a reduction of traffic on the streets and all government roads, federal and state roads. That's number one. And as well is that the traffic orders and traffic laws are being more enforced. How? What am I talking about? Is that commuters or the public transport workers, they are, police are now taking it more seriously to check their vehicle particulars, vehicle particulars, driver's license, and all the documents that are related to anybody that makes them being eligible to drive a vehicle on the street. Policemen are now checking all these things regularly now, and which, like, it is more intensified, like, 3 times more intensity than the normal way that they used to do. Like almost every corners now, you will see bike men running away from policemen everywhere. Why? Just because they don't want to. Just because they don't want to either pay bribe, or they don't want to get arrested for not having the right, for not having their papers right. That's another one. And as well, it is illegal to for a motorcycle to carry more than a passenger, right? And we already know that in Ibadan, not only in Ibadan, everywhere in Nigeria where Okada has not been banned, the Okada people, the bike men, usually like are in the habit of carrying more than one passenger, two passengers, three at times. So the law is now really, really greatly enforced, such that all bike men are now in panic of not carrying more than they are now in panic of carrying more than one passenger. Even despite that, all of them are now waiting patiently to get the right person, get the person who can actually pay for the bike, for the bike fare, instead of waiting for example, let's say you are going from let's say Mobile in Ring Road to Mobile at Ring Road to Challenge now, which is normally 100 naira, right? I still carry bikes as well. I also carry bikes, not that I carry bikes. So from Mobile Ring Road to Challenge is 100 naira, right? So instead of you to wait for when you see a bike man, you can wait for another person that you're going to share what's the name, you're going to share the fare 50 naira, 50%, which is going to be 15 naira for you, 15 naira for the other person, and the bike man is going to take you there. Now if you can't afford your 100 naira normally, the bike men are not going to carry you. Why? Because they don't want to get arrested by the policemen. And that is also another way of reducing clustering of people and gathering of people. How can we be trying to prevent a airborne disease or a airborne virus like coronavirus, and people are 3 people on a bike? That is too compact. I think that is too compact. That is too compact. So that is too compact. And this measure, actually, it is not a new law, right? It is a law that has always been there, but the governor actually intensified the enforcement, and it is really, really controlling. It's really, really implementing and giving out a result of social distancing. It is letting people to distance themselves naturally without anybody trying to tell them or something like that. That's number one. And thirdly is that it is actually reducing this measure as well is reducing the amount of people who are going out there either to work or to hustle or to visit someone or do anything. It is really, really reducing the going out of people. So people hardly go out now because it is going to take more effort to go out than the usual times or than the normal times when there is nothing like this kind of pandemic, right? So what people have to do now is to stay indoors unless they have something useful and tangible to go out to do, which is really, really a good which is really, really a good initiative or a good method. If you want to deal with Ibadan people or the people of your state, they are very political and they can use anything. A little action can be actually used against you. So the governor is really, really implementing a tactical. The governor is using a tactical method to handle this situation, right? And I'm really, really impressed. and I'm really really impressed. And I hope that our state, or your state, the people of Ibadan, where I come from, Nigeria as a whole, and the whole world is going to get out of this mess of coronavirus COVID-19 in the nearest future. Or let me say soon, not in, no, saying the nearest future sounds like it's going to be far away. But we get out of this soon, and we are able to conquer the menace of this virus very soon. Thank you for watching. Kindly like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.